River PD the other day was gonna show up people with some sort of housing thing. They didn't show. Then this morning they were supposed to show up and didn't show. The longer that they do that, the more likely it is that I will have to deal with more abuse. Now maybe they didn't get back a hold of me because they realize that their officers screwed up and they are having a private conversation with those officers and letting them know that it wasn't okay. Now they said they were going to look through the body cameras. As far as them investigating themselves, I'm not comfortable or okay with that. There needs to be civilian oversight. The fact that there is little to no civilian oversight makes it extremely complicated and extremely dangerous for the victims. So, if I jump through the hoops and fill out all their paperwork, they'll eventually what? Tell me it's not their job still? Oh, well, thank you for transferring everything up to Oregon where it doesn't make any difference. See, that's something that people who wanted to continue to tell me to move over and over and over again. They do not understand the consequences of what I have been through. They do not understand that I am cut off from assistance because of what happened. A lot of people are pissed off because I posted up the truth in their own words. They can be as pissed off as they want. That's not something I should have had to do. Look, Ma, no hands. Found a spot in the wall. Anyway, it'd be nice if they could sit down and discuss this as a public forum. Perhaps I should find out when the next city council meeting is and inform the people of this fair town why I'm here and what assistance I need and how they can help so that this doesn't become a very expensive tax issue for them. Like I said, most of the people here are nice. Even the cops are nice when they're violating your rights. Now, there's a possibility that the reason they didn't get back a hold of me is because they realized I was telling the truth about their officers, and there's also a slight possibility they might have looked up Natalie Bollinger's name and actually checked it out. Now today, because of issues at Starbucks, they're closing at 4. And since I waited all morning for the cops and the people from the whatever BS agency that doesn't do their job, can't remember the name of it at the moment. The lady through there, her name is Tamara, and she started off on the wrong foot by doing exactly what she's trained not to do. Which is take somebody else's personal trauma and make it about her. You're trained not to do that. That is literally something that they are trained they are not supposed to do. It makes things worse. They are taught that that is dismissive. See, here's the thing about what I'm telling you, situations as they are, and why I post up stuff from police officers and stuff from therapists and mental health workers. Because when I tell you about what they're trained in, what they're trained to do, and you want to argue it, well, then I got to get police officers to verify it, because you're going to bully me and harass me and treat me like I'm a liar. I've been showing you for 6 years I've been telling the truth. 6 years. Now I tried real hard, especially in 2017, to keep people's names private. To try to explain the situation I need help with. And not to expose people's secrets despite the fucking horrible shit they put me through. It took me a long time to decide that I really did need to expose Natalie Bollinger, her drug use, and her father. I needed to expose the abuse I was going through, even with people not willing to listen to me. Now, I told on the tactics that killed Elijah McClain before they killed Elijah McClain. I told on the facilities and the tactics that killed Tibor Hatay before they killed Tibor Hatay. I spoke out about Boulder Police Department and their tactics before they assaulted Samuel Leon Lawrence IV and Michelle Rodriguez and Kelly Clark. Before the situation with Zaid Atkinson, where they confused him with a homeless person. It's not okay. Just because you don't want to tell the truth doesn't make me a bad person. Just because you don't want to look at evidence doesn't make it okay for you to victimize me. I will never stop speaking out about my predators. I will never stop trying to get a day in court. Well, not until I'm dead anyway. How hard can I fight if I'm a corpse? Corpse can't fight for nobody's rights. I'm not going to allow Natalie Bollinger's life to go to waste. Or mine. Or Mowgli's. Or Christine's. Or Rihanna's. These people all live their own personal hells. Many of them had the same predators as me. It's okay to do these things to me. They keep telling me it's perfectly legal. Well, it's somehow illegal if I do it, so they need to pull their heads out of their asses and decide which is which. Wood River don't know the problem that come into their town. That problem being me. It's not that I'm looking for trouble. It's the trouble finds me. Mostly because I'm alone. Mostly because of bias and assumptions. A lot of people tell me they feel sorry for me and they know that I got screwed. And then they want to throw the getting treatment for PTSD, going and seeing a therapist and taking meds and shit like that. I never needed a goddamn therapist. I went to the goddamn therapist because I was told that was the route I needed to go through in order to take legal action. It turned out to be complete bullshit. And it turned out that all the hoops that I jumped through for all these places that told me, hey, if you jump through this hoop and this hoop and this hoop, then we can help you. We can help put a stop to this. These people won't be able to do this to you anymore. The cops won't be able to ignore you anymore because these people are committing felonies. Well, turns out it didn't matter. Turns out that was just a waste of time. Turns out, just like every other place I go to, they want me to fill out their paperwork, not caring about the issues that that's going to create for me. Meanwhile, if they're not going to be able to help me if I fill out their paperwork, then why bother to fill it out and destroy the chances that I have? All right, so I got good news. Looks to me as if Logan and his girlfriend were able to get on the road. This is their parking spot here. I did talk to them about picking up the garbage before they left, and it looks like they did for the most part. Just the stuff that was under the vehicle ain't picked up, but there was a lot of garbage over here. Some of it blew in from that road right there. It looks like they took out about 2 or 3 bags worth of trash. Anyway, now I'm in a position, because they're gone, that I'm going to be at pretty extreme risk. The people who spoke up for me on several occasions, being as they're not here anymore, well, now I'm less protected if I got to talk to law enforcement. I like Logan, and I like Shayna, and I'm glad they're on the road, because that means that they're far less likely to get harassed by the cops over telling the truth. The lady who lives in the parking lot, she's still here. And if the cops show up, she'll probably drive off. Smart thing to do. If I could, I would. The problem is, without someone looking at the evidence and explaining to these guys how serious the situation it is, they're going to continue to blow me off and say they can't do nothing. Well, in an extreme case like this, there absolutely is. There's a multitude of different options that they have. Anyway, I'm gonna, I guess, sit in my car. Obviously, when it takes between an hour and 3 hours just to download it, and then between 2 hours and 6 hours for it to finish the processing, and then at the very end of that, as long as Starbucks ain't closed, I might not have to restart it all over again. Yesterday, I made 7 different recordings, and obviously with me waiting around till noon for people who never showed up, and with Starbucks closing at 4, obviously it's not enough time to download anything. That's why I prefer to record it live. If I record it live and it's a good connection, then I don't have to spend 4 to 6 extra hours, or 4 to 8 extra hours, trying to get it online so that y'all can see it and hear it. I made recordings to show I was telling the truth. Whoa! Well, that ain't no good. Elwood, you ain't no good. I dropped my salted caramel drink. Anyway, with them youngins gone, they're hopefully far safer. Hopefully they make it further down the road. Obviously, they were able to get a battery, because without a battery, they weren't going to go anywhere. So, must have been a good Samaritan, I suppose. Shayna's a tiny white girl, so I didn't expect that they were going to have to spend too much work at it. He said they were having problems with motivation, but as you can see, 1 day worth of motivation was enough to get them out of here. I had been contributing what I could, but most days they were out there, made just enough to get something to eat, and then they were happy because they had enough to get something to eat. So rather than around and panhandle it until they had enough for their battery, they went and got something to eat. And that doesn't make them bad people. You gotta eat. Also, people aren't too happy about having to panhandle most of the time. You do run into a lot of people who are jerks. You tell people you need to just go get a job. It'd be nice if it was as easy as snapping your fingers and that's what happens. But the reality of it is that your pretty ideas from your pampered point of view and the reality of my situation are that, yeah, my daddy didn't give me a $1 million loan, Mr. Trump. In order to get this stuff sent, I need help. My predators have taken complete advantage of my technical difficulties and technical disabilities. And my supposed friends have spent pretty much all their time smoking meth, smoking crack, getting drunk, making empty promises. But of course, you can't depend on an alcoholic. You can't depend on a meth addict. Christine Buhit showed that. Teresa Orange showed that. Shannon Alvarado showed that. Rand Ingersoll showed that. Josh Rayborn showed that. Amy Kalina Kingery showed that. Someone named Luann says hi, and that's true. Hi, Luann. I'm sorry I didn't see your comments. They literally just popped up. I'm trying real hard to show the truth and to help out a lot of victims. And I know that many of those victims, since they did try to come forward and they were silenced, they're going to be afraid to come forward. Since some people decided to jump the gun and do things before there was a safe environment for the victims to move into, some of those victims ultimately had to protect the people who committed those crimes against them so they wouldn't end up homeless and victimized further. Some of those victims, like Anna Hunka, her life could have been saved. I don't know about Rand Ingersoll. I'm pretty sure no matter what, she was going to die. Because she was going to drink herself and seizure herself into oblivion no matter what anybody did or said. That being said, I still tried. I still tried to help her best I could. A lot of these alcoholics and drug addicts did horrible things because they're alcoholics and drug addicts. They don't think that there should be consequences for them. They think that they should be forgiven, but they're not willing to forgive others. They're also not willing to change their behaviors. So what the fuck are you saying sorry for? There's a lot of things that I gotta, if anything ever happens, there's a lot of people that I do have some I'm sorries to tell them to, if they're willing to hear them. But they're not going to get those apologies now because I did those things out of necessity and desperation, and I wholeheartedly am willing to do those things again if necessary. People were threatening to kill my friends and family before Natalie ever died. You know what sent me off the deep end and made me so that I wasn't a very nice guy any fucking more? It wasn't threats against my life. I'm fine with that. It's still illegal, and you guys need to pay attention to that. The real issue was with people threatening to kill my friends and family. Not gonna happen. And then these friends and family want to tell me just to shut up and just to let it happen. If you ever been in the system, in a juvenile facility or a prison, Those words are some of the scariest words you can hear. Just let it happen. But then you guys want to refuse to look at my past. You want to refuse to look at where I've been. You want to pretend that I made it all up. Not okay. I didn't expect Hood River Police Department to keep their word. I didn't expect the place that they wanted to send here to keep their word. Especially knowing there's a possibility they might be recorded. The problem is I can't record them live to make sure they don't do anything stupid or illegal and still show them what I need to show. I need help. Oh, it says I was disconnected. Now it's back connected. I speak out on YouTube and on Facebook because I need help. And I'm not the only one. I speak up for other people because they need help. And helping others who are in the same situation is the best way to help myself. To show that it's not just me. It's not just happening to me. It's expensive to be falsely accused. It's expensive to not have a real public defender. All the dirty tricks that they utilized and took advantage of to prevent me from showing evidence, to omit evidence, to deny me the right to go to court. Every single court date that I went to, they did something illegal. And because I didn't have a public pretender, they got away with it. They did a lot of illegal stuff during the days that my public pretenders didn't show up. Then when I was trying to turn in my public pretenders, they would tell me things like, well, you either need to plead guilty or you need to sign this piece of paper that absolves your public pretenders of any and all crimes that they committed. That is physical and psychological torture involved in that. They denied me my right to counsel repeatedly. If that counsel is not fighting for your rights, they are not legal counsel. I had the right to fire all of my public pretenders and they wouldn't let me. Then the very same public defender's offices that said that it was a conflict of interest wanted to tell the judges later on it wasn't a conflict of interest. Absolutely not. It is always a conflict of interest, and it is not okay for the judge to allow the people who have a conflict of interest with you to decide whether or not it's a conflict of fucking interest. Fuck this goddamn country and everyone in it. Ain't no soldier in this country fighting for my rights. So they got no right to tell me what I owe them. You give me a list of the things that you're protecting me from, and I'll show you those things right here in the United States you're turning a blind eye away from. This shit is not fucking okay. See, all these people wanted to pressure me to move. They're doing nothing about the abuse that I endure every single day. That's right, this financial situation that I am in is due to no fault of my own. It's because cops didn't want to do their fucking jobs. the safety risks and safety issues that they created for me here are very real. And then because I am cut off from the resources needed to turn them in, cut off from help, it magically makes it okay. No, it's not fucking okay. How am I supposed to believe cops when they're all fucking liars?